Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Today, we will have a post-reflection meeting, and it will be hosted by our loved coaches, Eva Formica, Luisa van der Horst, and Jiisha Kumari. So the stage is yours.
Yeah, if you can please share your screen. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Today we will have our post-project reflection meeting. First, we will explain the post-project reflection paper, and afterwards there will be some time for you to discuss your experiences. And I'm doing this together with Eva and Yigisha. Eva, if you can please introduce yourself.
Yes, hi everyone, my name is Eva, I'm 15 and I'm from Belgium.
Hi everyone, my name is Chikisha, I'm 16 and I'm from India.
Okay, so today we will first have an introduction. What exactly is a post-project reflection paper? Then we will discuss the structure you should follow. Then Eva will share some examples, and lastly, Yigisha will have a fun game. So first, let's talk about what exactly a reflection paper is within X-Culture. Why is it important? And also what we expect of the paper. It's important. Yes. Yeah, this is the right slide, sorry. So in X-Culture, we ask you to write a paper, a document where you share your experiences and reflect on what you learned and what your experience were during the project. And it's very important to do this both for yourself, because writing everything down you experience is very helpful to learn from it, but also in the future, if you are applying to universities or jobs, they will often ask about your experiences. And because it's a very unique experiences, like writing everything down so you know what you learned, what challenges you faced is very valuable. And also your reflection paper is also very valuable for us because we can learn how we can improve. And how do we expect you to do this? We have a structure you can follow so that's easier to know what to write about. And I will dive into the structure now. So the structure exists out of 3 sections. The first section, you will describe your experiences. In the second section, you will give advice to future global virtual team members and managers. And in the third section, you will give feedback to X-Culture. So now let's do a deep dive into each section. So in the first section, you should describe your experiences within your international team and also include the interactions you had with the other team members. How did you communicate with each other? What kind of team leadership did you have? How did you distribute the workload, etc.? And also reflect on what challenges did you experience and what did you try to solve them. And also feel free to add any other observations, interesting or experiences. And as I said, that's really important, as you can use it when you're applying to university's job, because you have this really one-of-a-kind experience a lot of people your age don't have. And the second section is also again about that unique experience you have, because not everybody had the chance to participate in such a program. So the advice you have for people who are in the future in similar projects is really valuable. And the last section is very important for X-Culture because we are a program that's collaborative and we're working together every time to make it better for the next semester. And also, we also try to improve it if you decide to participate again or as a coach. We want to make the process more going more smoothly and to improve ourselves. So if you have any feedback, we're open to it, and we would love to hear your ideas on how we can make this program even better. So now that I have discussed the structure, are there any questions specifically about the structure?
Any questions? Do you guys have any questions about how to
Can I
do
make
it?
a comment
Sure.
instead of a question? So first of all, thank you so much, Louise, for such a wonderful presentation. You've done a great job and you got it exactly right. The only thing I would like to add why we do it or why it is important to write the reflection paper. So there are several reasons. One, it is only when we sort of sit down and try to write down our things, reflections, ideas, that's when the actual the actual deep learning happens. So we can talk about something from time to time all we want, but it is only when you try to put it on paper that's when this deep thinking is happening. So that's for you first and foremost. Second, there is something special about let's call it paper. So when you have a written document, and so here is what I mean by that. When you will be applying to, I don't know, private schools, colleges, scholarships, maybe jobs, somehow, and I've seen it so many times personally, and I've seen studies that confirm that as well. So somehow the thing that we call portfolio, it has a magic effect on employers, on people who will be making decisions about your promotions, about your stipends, about your future career. So when you show up for that job interview or when you submit your application, if you attach a stack of paper with something on it, somehow it always has this magic effect on the people who see your application. All of a sudden, it gives you credibility. Like for example, in the publishing world, if he is a published author, all of a sudden the person seems credible, the person seems serious, the person seems knowledgeable, even though that book or that paper could have been published only like in 10 copies and only a few friends read it. Same thing here. So if you have something on paper, all of a sudden you don't look anymore as someone who, yeah, maybe did something, maybe didn't. You are someone with a documented on paper experience, skill, competence. And so I strongly encourage you to write that paper, not only for you personally, but also for those who may be making decisions about your future life. Include it in your application, show it during your job interviews, show it during your scholarship interviews. Even if they will not read the whole thing, even if they just flip through the pages and look at what you did, it will instantly elevate you over your competition because most people haven't written reflection papers, haven't really sat down and put their experience and thoughts on paper. So I highly recommend that you do it. Successful people do keep journals, which is in a way a reflection paper. Yours will be just a little bit more structured. And so it may even be a good idea to make it a habit to write a reflection paper every time you engage in an experience. Maybe at the end of the school year, maybe at the end of the internship, maybe at the end even of a, I don't know, dating experience if you spend some time with a boyfriend, girlfriend. Write down what you thought, how it went. Use the same structure that Luisa here very well described. You will be surprised how much beneficial it will be for you, but also if you show to other people how much more seriously they will take you. So the more thought and the more effort you put into this paper, the more it will serve you. And I encourage you not to skip this experience and take it seriously.
Thank you so much. So now Eva will share some examples of reflection papers.
Okay, so now we're going to go through some examples, and the aim of these examples is to show you some example, of structure that you could adapt for your reflection paper. So the first reflection paper that we are going to read is Kylo Ren's reflection. So for the one who doesn't know who is Kylo Ren, it's a character in Star Wars, and it's like the Dark Vader 2.0. So my team was all right. X and I worked well together in the beginning and were very quickly able to determine our client company and the best way to do the report. There was some resistance to our leadership at the beginning, but we got that under control with a little bit of force. We were really lucky to have Ray on our team, as she has a truly brilliant mind and is very well spoken. Finn and Pooh kept claiming that I was being overly controlling, which is ridiculous. They were distracting Ray constantly, which drove Ux to panicking. Ux seems to think that he had to do everything in the beginning, insisting that he was going to be the team leader, sorry. It turns out that he was a bit of a free rider, as he always tried to copy my ideas as if they were his. Finn and Pooh almost convinced Ray that I was being overly controlling or something. They are so frustrating. Working with dark drones was great because I was able to learn a lot about an industry that will be essential to my new empire. I also learned that I don't necessarily have the best people skills, so it will be important for me to have people like X to delegate to. I would like to reflect on the awesomeness of my grandfather, like father. Lastly, it was pretty cool. Lastly, I would put Pooh on a different team. So that was the first example, and we are gonna read another example. Yeah, it's Steve Rogers' reflection. So Steve Rogers is like the Captain America. So, it was interesting. The last time I interacted with people from around the world, I ended up getting frozen for 70 years. We all assembled together well, and while Tony and I had many spats along the way, by the way, I still think it's nothing within the suit, we managed to work well together. Even though I was the leader, we ended up getting babysitted by Natasha all the way. Our coach, Furry, well, let's just say he was not in front. Clint just suddenly disappeared halfway through the project, so we thought he was a free rider. However, we had come to learn that he was having family problems, something about his family getting favorized instantly, and him having to get involved with some bad apples in Japan or something like that. Well, challenges. Golly, this is a difficult one. Maybe, okay, stay with me here. This may seem like a stretch. Maybe the buff purple dude with the most jagged chin you will ever see if you're in your life, he may have been kind of problematic. But as you know, when it comes to any problem, I am an expert. After all, I can do this all day. Oh, Tony got a daughter. Oh, interesting. Natasha and Bonner were having this weird dynamic all along, and Furry died, but now he is alive again. Might have been his Wi-Fi. Lastly, one of my friends on the team, Becky, briefly tried to kill me, but that's okay. He's a little crazy after the fall from the train. So that was 2 examples, and I hope it helps you to see better how you should like write your reflection. And if you have any question, feel free to ask them in the comments. If there isn't any question, then maybe we can move to the game.
I just again would like to take a second and compliment you guys. Great job, great examples. I really, really love how you're doing this. We need to keep this recording for the instruction purposes and use it at the beginning of the next semester so people sort of see it before they even start. I think it would be very beneficial. Great job, very impressive.
Thank you.
Okay, so now we're gonna play a fun little game. You can put your answers in the chat. Okay. So these are just some examples of reflection, and you have to guess who wrote them. So the first one is, having worked with young wizards and witches from across the globe, I have learned that we are not all very different from each other, except for Luna Lovegood. So you can just put your answers in the chat and we'll see who gets it right.
So what is the question?
So this is a reflection and you have to guess like who wrote it.
This one is a kind of easy one. I think
Yeah.
most people will find it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I know which. So, okay, can I participate?
Yeah.
So it's definitely from Harry Potter, but which character?
Maybe it is Harry Potter.
Is it?
Kevin thinks it's Dumbledore.
Dumbledore?
Come on, guys, just put your answers in the chat.
So except for Luna, Lovegood. I vote it's, what's the red hair guy? Ron? I will vote for Ron. No?
Okay, so we got one Dumbledore and one Ron. Raphael, what do you think?
I think it's Harry Potter, but I'm not sure.
Can we use Google?
Sure, why not?
So who was dating Luna? Order of Phoenix. Yeah, I'm not strong in the teenager mythology.
Yes, you can move on.
Okay, so it was Hermione Granger.
Oh,
So let's move on to the next one. The game of X culture has been afoot for a long time now. My dear companion Watson proved to be a good support despite his silent nature. Okay, so this one should be a pretty easy one. Again, you can just put your answers in the chat.
No, this one's easy. So we put it in the chat?
You can say,
Okay. I'm trying to mimic the music from the film.
yeah.
okay, we have two Sherlock Holmes and one Captain Barbossa.
Oh, no. Of course, it's my dear. Now, see, this one I know. Here we are talking about classics. Here we're talking about literature that everyone read. And so once you hear my dear companion Watson, you know exactly whom we are talking about. Not this new age Harry Potter thing, from
No, but Harry Potter is a classic right now.
Yeah, I know. For the young generation. Well, I've seen all of the movies. My kids read the books. In fact, I think even a couple of times, but I didn't. So
So you got it right. It was Sherlock Holmes.
did I win? Did I win this round?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so for the last one, I've been late to a lot of meetings. Maybe not everyone works at my speed. So I guess I gotta wait for people to respond. Oh, and I will not spam their inboxes anymore.
It's a difficult one. I don't know if someone will find it.
Probably Flash.
Let's see. Come on, guys, just put your answers in the chat. You don't have to worry.
So
if you're wrong.
why would Flash be late for meetings? I mean, he's so fast.
You just have to find out the answer. You have to wait.
Yeah, not sure. I just guessed Flash because of his speed, so he's so electric and wants to be there so fastly, but I'm not sure.
Okay, so we have one reverse flash and one flash.
Oh, there is a reverse Flash. What is it?
Yeah, It's like the evil Flash, the one that wants to kill the original Flash.
So
It's
a
in the
Flash?
show.
But he's fast or he's slow?
Like there was a time he was fast, and like the main Flash became fast.
Oh, he's faster. It's-
I haven't read the comics. I just watched the show.
no more guesses.
So let's see. It is the Flash.
Oh, so yeah, I got it right. He kills.
Yeah.
Impressive, impressive, Rafael.
So
Yeah.
Kevin knows about the reverse flash. He kills everyone who tries to stop him from achieving what he wants. Oh, not a good, not a good person then. Okay. Is that it? We have anything else for the presentation?
No, the presentation is done. If anybody has any questions, you can put them in the chat or the Q&A.
Okay. Thank you very much, Jigisha, Luisa, and Neva for hosting and creating this presentation. Thank you very much. For now, I think we can, if you guys have any question, just type in the chat and we can monitor, and Eva, Luisa, and Jigisha will answer, okay? But right now we can open the mic to the students so they can share their own experience and maybe we can talk a little bit.
Yeah, and it might be best if those who are ready to, no, not those who are ready to share, those who are not afraid, those who are brave, those who have invested all the time in doing the project and now would like to share. So the good ones. If you're one of those, raise your hand and we will add you to the panel. So we want to see who the brave people are and we will talk to you.
Anyone?
Don't be shy. We'll give you a big virtual gold star if you move ahead.
Jennifer,
So
maybe, oh, you can, maybe you can, Jennifer. You have participated in one of our webinars, right?
And I see several Ukrainian friends, so I hope you will show everyone that Ukrainians are not afraid to speak up and you will raise your hand and share your experience. So let's see.
Let's see if Jennifer wants to talk.
Yeah, it seems like Jennifer is raising the hand. Don't be shy, guys. Come on.
Yeah, just introduce yourself and maybe talk a little bit about how everything went with your team.
Good morning. How are you?
Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, good morning. So I'm actually right now at school, but I would love to share my experience with other people. So right now, we actually had a very fun time together, working on the project, doing investigation, and now we're working on the video. So we actually been talking, splitting the work, having fun, knowing more about each other. I actually enjoy this experience, and I'm pretty sure my classmates did the same. I mean, my group, I think we all enjoy this progress process, and we actually very happy with our project because we put so much effort on it.
Can you please?
How big was your team, Jennifer? How many people did you have on the team?
We are 6 on the team.
6, and what countries did you have represented?
Okay, so right now we have two girls from Colombia, one girl from Romania, one boy and one girl from Taiwan, if I'm not wrong, and I'm from Ecuador, but I live in the US.
Wonderful. So you have basically all across the entire world. And so I'm curious,
Yeah.
Tell me, did you have a formally elected leader in the team or an informal? So how did you structure your leadership in the team? Or was everyone sort of equal? Nobody was the leader? I'm just curious.
Yeah, actually everything was equal, because sometimes somebody had more availability than the other. because with the time change and everything, so it was kind of difficult for us to get like a set up time to Zoom so we can all go to the meeting. So basically, let's say it was depending on the process of the project. So it was equally for me. We all did the same work, and we all put the good effort for the leadership.
So now I hear that you had some people in Latin America, some people in Asia. So it's quite a lot of time zone differences. I mean, time zones between you. How did you communicate?
Yeah.
Did you have any real sort of face-to-face meetings in a Zoom, for example, or was it mainly text and email?
We actually have text and email. I mean, text and Zoom, because that was the easiest that we could find. So when it was time to find a Zoom meetings time, it was really hard, to be honest. It was
I
actually
can believe
really,
it. Yeah,
really hard.
I can believe it. Yeah, yeah.
We
So
actually failed like two Zoom meetings because we couldn't find the exact time. So that's when we just start chatting, texting. So everything, or let's say we have this Zoom, but I couldn't attend. So one of the first people on the Zoom that attend the Zoom just put like a summary of what they talked about. So the other person that couldn't attend can know. So now we can work together. That's how we manage it.
very interesting. So looking back, what was the biggest challenge then? So you mentioned time zones, but anything else that you encountered as a problem or as a challenge?
Actually, we didn't have any more challenges. We actually were pretty good, pretty prepared. The time zone, as I'd said already, it was really difficult, the time zones. And yeah, then everything else, we actually agreed on most of the things. We didn't have problems, and we just got
Lucky
along with
you.
each other.
This is very unusual. In fact, to some extent, on the one hand, I'm so happy for you that you had such a wonderful team. On the other hand, I would like to warn you that it probably will never again be so easy. So, in my experience, in every team, there is always something that doesn't go quite right. So I'm happy. Maybe you guys are so talented and so teamwork oriented that you resolved all your challenges. I'm happy to hear that. But I bet some teams had a little bit more sort of tricky situations. Any funny stories that you would share with us? Like, was there anything that you sort of found, I don't know, unusual or funny or not worthy, or, when you are writing your memoirs, any stories that you would put there that, when I was 15, I participated in this project and this is what happened. Let me tell you, back in 2022, anything like that happened in your team?
Well, as a team, like actual team that we all experience it, not too much, but personally, it was when I chat with my friends. So they said one time I was talking to this girl, right, from Taiwan, and she was like, "Oh no, it's like 7 in the afternoon," and here was like the early morning, and she was like, "I'm eating a fruit," and she named the fruit, and I was like, "Wait, where is it?" I had no idea what that fruit was, so she sent me a picture of it, and I was like, I still don't know what it is, but like it's really cool for you that you're eating fruit. And she was laughing,
Yeah.
and yeah, so that was actually really funny because it was not only with her, it was like some things that we don't know about each country,
Yeah,
other
that's true.
country. We
Well, I'll tell you this, when I go to Latin America in general, in Ecuador in particular, you mentioned you're from Ecuador, you have so many fruits that I don't know. Like, I don't know, like bananas, you have like 50 different varieties of bananas. Like in the United States, which we have just one banana, yellow. And you have bananas, plantains, and all those different. So yeah, I bet, when people visit you, they will probably be confused by your fruits as well. So you have such a great variety.
Thank you.
Well,
Yeah. That
very
was actually the funniest part. Yeah, we just discovered things about each other that we didn't know that exist, at least for me.
Well, if everything goes well, we finally started planning the face-to-face meetings again. So as I was saying in the previous meetings, we'll probably have the first one at the end of this year, and then the next one will be next year. So one will be in the United States this year, and then probably somewhere in Europe, Eastern Europe, likely next year, and then in Asia, likely in Thailand. So, but in any case, hopefully you guys will attend, and when you do, you will meet face to face. Maybe you can even bring some of those fruits with you, so we can all taste them.
That would be amazing, to be honest.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jennifer, for sharing.
Thank you.
We have Arseny now. Can you please come up, Arseny?
And
Yeah.
Stanislav also raised his hand. So see, Ukrainians are pulling up. So
Yeah.
they'll do it. Arseny, what city are you in?
I'm in Rivne.
Oh,
my
my hometown.
And also,
Yay.
and I'm also from Rune.
Very good.
Yes.
What part of the city?
We
Where
are
exactly?
We in one class.
Yes, we are classmates with Stanislav.
So what part of the city again are you in? I grew up by motor track.
No, we are in Northern,
So that's the rival. So that's the okay.
near from the Jaika.
Okay, all right. Okay, so how was your experience, guys?
If you want, you can understand that.
Okay, I'll go first. Yes, I can share my X-Culture experience. It was incredibly interesting, but sometimes difficult, of course. I have never done anything similar before, and I have already learned a lot from it. First, about tools, we was using Telegram for. Yes, I can start my video even. Yes.
Yes, the video would help. Yes, if you have a
Yes,
webcam.
Yes.
So you used Telegram for communication, you said?
Yes, mostly we was communicating by Telegram. Yes,
Good
a
to see
little
you.
bit dark, but no, dark. Yes.
No worries, it's fine.
We can see you.
We for sharing documents and working with documents, we was using Dropbox and Dropbox mostly. Also with Telegram, some of the documents. The most difficult was when two of our members just quitted, and we have had to do more work.
So they just like officially dropped out. They told you they cannot participate, or they just didn't do much work.
They just stopped communicating and working at all. So that was really hard.
So how many people did you have left in the team? You had what, 7 to begin with, and then you lost 2, or what was that?
We began with 5 people in team, and then was 3, and the 2 of us, I and another girl, Tatiana, was from Ukraine. So it was hard, but we supported each other and done a little bit more work and completed our report. It was hard, but result was good.
Now, yeah, this is a more sort of usual story. And again, losing 2 at the same time, that's probably more than what we normally see. But we do hear not only in X-Culture teams, it happens in all teams, students, employees, professionals. And so sometimes people do lose interest, or maybe are busy with other things, or maybe simply are lazy and not competent. And then, yes, it becomes a challenge for the rest of the team to figure out how to redistribute the workload and finish the project. So it sounds like you were able to do that, right? So the remaining people took on a little bit extra work and then still finished the project on time?
Yes, we completed on time, and yes.
So for your communication, then did you have live meetings with video, or was it mainly just sending messages?
Yes, we had several meetings, even with our coaches. Yes, we have met a long time, a few times, but mostly we were working in Telegram, text-only chat, yes.
Very good, very good. But you had at least some face-to-face meetings where you kind of saw each other's faces and everything?
Yes, yes, a lot.
Very nice, very nice. And so what was the biggest challenge for you other than a couple of team members not doing their work?
Um, Distributing work was a little bit hard, but except this situation, no, there wasn't any such difficult things.
Good to hear that. How about the time zone differences? You still had different countries. Was it still a problem?
Yes, we have two members in Colombia. That's a very big difference in time.
It's like what, 6 hours, 7 hours?
Yes, 6 or 7 hours. So yes, that was difficult where some team members were unable. Yes, that was hard.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. Plus, by the time they get back from school, for you, it's like late, deep into the night. So yeah, that's a challenge. Interesting. Yeah. How about you, Stanislav? Same experience, better, worse? You were on different teams, right? You're not on the same team.
Yeah. In one time we were talking with Arseny also about culture experience. And there is one also problem like in Colombia participants because there in that time is EST time and this 7 hours earlier than our. Maybe it is problem about joining meetings, but in their times they can do the report. But one of Colombia participants didn't do anything.
So you also had a Colombian student. What countries? What other countries did you have on your team?
Two people from Colombia. I and one human from Ukraine. One from Turkey and one from Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia. So you have
six,
sort of a nice
people,
mix.
including mine.
And then, so did everyone participate, or you had also some dropouts?
In the first maybe weeks, we have some meetings with all people, maybe 5, maybe 4, but it is not the main. Also in maybe second week to our team human from Turkey join us, SEA is calling. So maybe she and also one from Saudi Arabia and I do the most of our report. One of Colombia do about messages. He said that he was ill, so he couldn't do it. But unfortunately, it was almost the end of the report, so he didn't have time to finish it because it was almost all reports that we have done.
But the team still finished all the work, right? You were still able to. Yeah, very good. Now tell me, I'm curious. So you clearly speak good English. Your friends here seem to be fluent enough in English. But was the language a problem at all?
It was some problems with my English because
yours is fine. Your English is better than English of
because
some of my
who am I?
students.
I something simply boy from Ukraine and other people that that learned it from several years in their past.
Well,
Also,
you know, your English is pretty good, and I know that some countries, I know in Colombia they have quite a few English language channels on TV, so I think they have a little bit more exposure to English. But yeah, I think you know, you shouldn't sell yourself short. So I think you do just fine. As I said, I do have some students at the university here that in the first at least months, once they move to the United States, their English is not even close to yours. So that's not a problem. But I'm glad to hear that it wasn't a big issue, because sometimes we hear not really complaints, but rather concerns. So some people say that some of the team members are not fluent enough in English, which makes the communication a little bit more challenging. So any memorable or funny stories from your experience?
Yes, but I also want to say that we have two people that didn't participate, one people that do only messages, and three people that do almost all report. But maybe the most funny situation, it was the last day of sharing our report in feedback. So it was maybe in our time in Ukrainian, it was 00. It was midnight, and it EST time. It was
So it must be then 4 p.m.
yes,
or 5 p.m. 5 p.m. Yeah, it would be 5 p.m.
It is not me.
Yeah.
So I and one from Saudi Arabia. I will be from here. Her name Farah. So maybe she is unofficial leader, but I wanted to ask something, and I asked her in 9 p.m. in my time, then in 00, then in first, second, I shouted,
So you stay
I
up
shouted,
past
I
midnight?
wrote, I phoned, and what I can use in tool others. I didn't know what to do because she had to share our report, and it wasn't it hadn't been finished yet. I had to sleep already, but it was not the problem. She only her internet was broken, and he can't do it because she hadn't Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Well, it's not a funny story. It's a normal
So
story. I think
yes,
it happens to like
yes,
half
but
of the
I
team.
wrote my report till 3 a.m. next day for mine, and
It's-
do it for 5 a.m.
Yeah, it seems not funny. It seems stressful.
Yes.
Yeah. When we did the very first Xculture symposium, it was in Miami, in Fort Lauderdale in Florida in 2013. I had a stupid, well, not a stupid, I thought it was a good idea, but it turned out to be a very challenging idea. So the students came there for, I think at that time it was like only 4 days. And so we decided to have what we called 24-hour competition. And so the students arrive in Miami and we give them the task and say, you have 24 hours to submit your work and then be ready to present at the end of the cycle. And so the problem was that, first of all, they didn't sleep for 24 hours trying to get it done. Second, many of them didn't sleep like for the preceding 24 hours because they were flying from all around the world. There was this one guy, William Wilborough, I think was his last name. So he came from New Zealand. And so he didn't sleep like for 24 hours going into Florida. And then, all of a sudden now you need to stay up for another 24 hours and complete the assignment. But what's funny, it's been now like almost 10 years. And I still sometimes communicate with some of those students and they still say, oh, that was actually a memorable experience. I remember we were so exhausted, but yeah, it looks like you did something similar.
Also, I wanted to say that it is only an industrial, it is management, Xculture project, and maybe it is seriously, we have to do that report, we have to help them, but there's maybe more funny moments that serious.
If I may, one more question, Rafael, just one more second. So Arseny and Stanislav, so I know Ukraine is now basically in a war. And I know that even though Rivne is a little bit safer than other cities, but from time to time, we had what the TV tower, we had the airport, we had the rail station in Zdolbuniv recently bombed. I know you have aerial attacks or sirens at least every day, pretty much, sometimes several times a day. So was it a problem at all for you to, I assume you still have to do your school online? Then on top of that, you had Xculture. Then on top of that, you have all this war going on. Was that a problem at all? Because that's the first time we actually have students participating in Xculture during a war. We had different crises, like, you know, the Arab Spring, we had the Venezuelan protests, we had also a kid from Afghanistan some years ago, but it's the first time when it's an actual active war. Did that impede your ability to participate in any way? How did you cope with that?
Maybe in the first days. In the first day, I had to do my competition, Olympiad, and in maybe 7 a.m. To my phone that it is a war. Maybe in fact I have had to leave Rivne, and I went to Ostrov, if you know
Yeah,
what it is.
of course.
So first days maybe it was some problems with the Wi-Fi with Kyivstar as an operator of some phones. Also some days ago it was some problems with in maybe 8 regions in phone in Ukraine, but we have already started our school, if I remember, after 2 weeks from starting the war. We are studying now with maybe no problems. If we had them, we have to tell them to our teachers, or but maybe we can also join our meeting to Xculture, because mobile internet is doing well.
Good to know. How
So
about yours,
far.
Arsenij? How
What?
about yours, Arsenij? Any problems? Was it a big challenge for you to do all of this while there is a war raging around you, or how did you cope?
Yes, it was difficult sometimes, but I was motivated. It was very interesting, and we became friends. So it was very interesting, and it helped me. It was not a big deal when it is interesting.
Yeah, good to hear that. Okay,
Yeah.
good to hear.
But maybe I was upset where we had alarms, because Eva is our coach, and she knows that in some meetings I had to leave them because we have had alarm. In some lessons we had to leave because we had alarm, and maybe we have maybe this alarm isn't important, but we have to hide for to save our lives in any reason.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, well, you've done a great job given the circumstances. So yeah, good job, kudos.
Yeah, thank you for facing everything throughout this semester and still is. So thank you for also joining us here today and sharing your experience and all the things you faced throughout this semester. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the opportunity to work with people from other cultures.
Is there anyone else that wants to share? We have 5 minutes.
Don't be afraid. We want to hear you share your story. Maybe somebody had I don't know, a challenging experience, or maybe you have some suggestions for improvement moving into the next semester. From my end, I would like to encourage you all, one, to apply to the coaching program. So now you've participated as members of the teams, but it's a much more, even more developmental experience when you do it as a coach. And again, I'm extremely impressed with you guys, the coaches here, Eva, Louise, Jigisha, I mean, obviously Rafael, so you guys are wonderful. So I can't believe, I mean, if when I was your age, I was not even half as skilled as you are. But also, moving on forward, as I said, if everything goes fine, we will start sending out the invitations to the future X-Culture Symposia. And I truly hope we will be able to meet you in person, see you either in the United States or in Europe or Asia, wherever those meetings will be. It'd be very nice to get together with you. So the coaches obviously will be automatically invited. But for the team members, as long as you did a good job, you will be getting the invitation. And I really hope to see you there. So.
Thank you very much, Vaz. And also just an update, we extended the deadline for the video presentations. So you guys can send the video presentations by May 8th, okay? So deadline for video presentations and also for the reflection paper. We gave you 1 more week to work on both, okay? Yes, Stanislav, do you have a question?
I'm so sorry from our starting, but I lost my sound, so I didn't hear about the deadline of.
Yeah, it's
maybe I can share screen to show what I want to ask.
sure.
Do you see?
Yes. No problem. You can still do it, so no worries.
Because there wasn't any deadline. It was only to do it, and I didn't know is it already to do it in that day or it is whenever I want.
Yeah, no worries about it. You can do it today.
So there isn't deadline.
Yeah.
Or it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, you should have done on Sunday. So please do it as soon as possible. Okay.
I'm so sorry, I didn't know.
No problem. And for the video presentations, all Academy students must do the presentations, okay? So you guys need to record and send to us by May 8th, okay? I think that's it for today. If you guys have any questions, feel free to contact your coach or send a message to Academy at s-culture.org. Wait a minute, let me change here. Okay.
Great job, everyone. Thank you so much. Very impressive. And thank you those few of you who were brave enough to share your experience. Very educational and informative for everyone.
Yes, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Eva, Luisa, and Jigisha, and see you guys next weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, dear.
Goodbye.